Welcome to the Focal Point Podcast. I'm your host, Tony Riggs. Here I take a deep dive into my personal interests of the hidden craftsmanship, philosophies, and passions behind society's talent. If you're intrigued by artistic nuance, please subscribe and follow on my YouTube channel, Spotify, and Buzzsprout. With that being said, let me introduce you to today's guests. Yeah, how I normally just do this is that I'll just start recording and then I'll pick it up at a certain point where we'll end up going. Because there's been a few times where I've started recording and then they start talking about things that I know they don't want to be out there.
Yes.
And then I'm like, and then I try to ease into but they don't want, they got to finish their story, you know, and I'm a curious, and I'm a courteous person. So I just let them go. And then like 25 minutes later, and I'm like, I got to cut all that time off now. And
Usually
it was a beefy
when
file.
Start recording. Yeah. You don't say certain things.
I don't have like blackmail level stuff. It's just more like uncomfortable cringe. So it would be great for social media if I really wanted to be that guy. I'm not going to be that guy, you know?
No. That's nice of you.
Well, we are recording. So,
great.
Katie, it's nice to meet you.
Yes, nice to meet you too.
Just to start off, because I was, when I was doing my research, normally, like, if somebody who does acting is usually just somebody who just does acting, but you do a number of different things. So
Yes.
I'm going to go ahead and just give you the space, take the floor for a second, and just introduce yourself, exactly how you want to describe what you do and how you got into it.
Cool, yeah. So, hi, I'm Katie Kinman. I am an actress, always first. I'm also an assistant casting director and a casting director. And I do a bunch of other stuff like modeling and dancing. And in, middle school and high school, I played the cello for 7 years. That's a cool fact, but I haven't picked it up since.
Why'd you drop that? That seems like a really good skill to keep up.
I know, right? But no, I didn't like to practice enough. I just like to be good at certain things.
It's too much work.
Yeah, exactly. I thought I'd put a bunch of apples in a few less baskets.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So, you have like 7 on your IMDb. You have 7 upcoming productions where you're listed as like a casting assistant. Can you tell me a little bit about all the work that goes into that?
Yeah, absolutely. So, first off, I totally just fell into the world of casting. Not by I didn't want to be a casting director. I didn't think I was going to be a casting director, but I absolutely freaking love it. So, long story short, my old agent, Kathy Campbell, sold her agency to Chad and then became a casting director. And I was in, not Louisville, I was in Lexington, of all places. My hometown is Louisville, Kentucky.
Is it Louisville or Louisville?
Louisville.
Okay,
Duh.
all right. I've met
Yeah.
some people from Louisville, and they're like, and then I say it incorrectly, and I know how it's pronounced, but it's just my habit of how I read it, and then
It's probably, it's supposed to be Louisville. I don't actually even know what the actual correct pronunciation of that word is.
I don't know. You're the local, you tell me.
Louisville.
Okay, we'll roll with that then.
Yes. But Kathy Campbell, I was in Lexington because I just wanted to go check out the new Lex Studios. It sounded cool. And I happened to run into her. She happened to need help because her assistant was on leave. And from there, I was thrown into the fire head first. But it's been an adventure. Yeah, we've done, I think we counted, I don't want to say the wrong number, but I think it was around 17 last year. 17 productions that we casted.
So who goes to hire you guys to be able to cast for their film?
Who goes to... Oh, it's basically the line producer. So they're the ones that... There's a lot of producers, but the line producers are the ones that go out and find the director, sometimes the director comes from the main producer, and It's a long,
That's always been the aggravating thing about the film industry is that like
right?
people will just do different jobs with different names, and then you try to get some sort of consistency and continuity going between the names of and it's never exactly the same.
No, no, not until you get into like the crew part of it all.
Yeah,
But
like
producers are
grips and
just
stuff like that.
I think they're trying to tighten it up and define what producers are, what an executive producer, what a line producer, what the by producer. Ugh, it's a mind
A
boggle.
by producer. That's the first I've
Hmm.
heard of that one.
It's like the person that is credited, produced by blank.
Oh, so
Yeah.
the king of
Yes, the
producers.
king.
Gotcha.
The
All
king.
right. Well,
Yeah.
how long, over what course of time were those 17 productions roughly?
I think we did it. I think that was just in like a span of 1 year.
1 year,
Yes.
really?
Crazy. It was insane. It was either 1 year or it was like a year and a half. I've only been with her since 2024. Yeah,
And
because
how
I
long have they been
graduated
open?
school.
How long has this business been open?
She's been doing this, I mean, since I think she said 2016. I could be totally wrong about that though. But she's been in the Louisville area doing this sort of thing for years. She's
Hmm.
really good at it.
No, was
She
it
knows
this
a lot of
casting
people.
agency that you were a part of that did the casting for Dead Man's Wire that was filmed locally in Louisville?
Yeah, yes, I am. Yes, that is her. It is her and I.
And then they managed to somehow, well, you auditioned for it obviously, but they snuck one of their own people into the film.
No, yeah. Okay, so that's a fun story. So originally, Gus Van Sant, the director. He was like, "Hey, I want to see what kind of people you have." And
He wants to
in
browse the
Louisville.
goods.
Exactly. And so, of course, I'm going to put myself in the mix. He was just like, I don't know, have him tell a story or something. I don't know. And and so I put it in there, and then we got a bunch of other folks that are strong in the area that love to be in movies, and sent him his way. And then he went through and liked a couple things, couple videos, happened to like mine. I was like, that's interesting. um, and then uh, it was after we were in the middle of production, towards the end, that all the producers, like, because I was on set helping do background, making sure they are where they need to go, and it's just easier to work there sometimes. And so all the producers were looking at me one day. I was very worried. I was concerned. I was, I was
It
like,
was
what
not a
did I
good look
mess up?
apparently because you didn't interpret it that way.
No. And then one of them comes up to me and he's like, hey, Gus thinks he wants you to be the wife. And I was like, okay. Kathy was originally hoping to get this other actor in town to be that role. Totally different. I mean, I'm young. I'm young, but we were looking at like 40-year-old women, and yeah,
To
he
play
just
the
pulled me in.
opposite, the wife of Montgomery, who's the Stranger Things actor that is has a principal role in the film.
Indeed, yes, it is about him, and Bill Skarsgård plays the other guy. Bill Skarsgård's character takes Dacre Montgomery's character hostage, and I'm the wife. Um,
It's a very
that's
classic indie take, but it's a true story actually.
It is. It's fascinating. And in the movie itself, in the final cut, we use a lot of actual real footage of real newscasters. And I don't know, it's really cool how they fit it all in. It's a neat movie.
It did look that way. I haven't. I looked at some of your work, but I didn't get to actually watching that one because when I saw that one, I'm like, oh shoot, I should have watched this beforehand. I'm like, oh crap. All right, great.
That's okay.
All
No,
right,
it's
I'll ask her about it. But did you get to meet any? How many days were you filming?
fine. I think. Oh
Because Al
man.
Pacino, I think, showed up for just 1 day.
So
He got all of his filming done like really quickly.
yes. Funny enough, he was in a film that shot in Louisville in the same like time in January, the winter time. So he refused to come back because he knows it is so cold. So we did his day in LA, and then the actual shooting days I think was about 23 to 25.
Hmm.
So it all happens very, very fast.
That's a fairly quick production too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, it
Have you
is.
noticed, uh, even just before joining your casting agency, business picking up locally of people coming outside to take advantage of like the Midwest tax credits that a lot of these states have, like including Ohio?
Yes, absolutely. Yes, I mean, that's the only reason that production came to Louisville is because it has a good tax incentive. And yeah, and another movie that I just finished up casting myself was in Arkansas, and they have an interesting tax incentive as well. So random.
So we have because there's the it's a mass exodus kind of in name. It's almost technically qualified as a mass exodus of the industry going out of Hollywood right now, and a lot of them are coming over. Well, most of it's going to Austin and Atlanta, but the rest of the Midwest states like Ohio, Tennessee, Kentucky, all the ones north of the Mason-Dixon line,
Hmm.
we're getting a little of this trickle down effect because Ohio, that's where they filmed a lot of Superman, the last Superman film,
Yes.
and I live 30 minutes from where they filmed at the train station, which is supposed to be
Yes.
like the Justice League Center or whatever. And I'm like, I've been in there. That's really cool.
I know, right? You saw
Yeah,
it? You saw the movie?
yeah, I did see the movie. Yeah,
It was awesome. Yeah, no, I was like, oh
and they
my
shot
God,
it really,
that's
really
it.
well too. It's like I was like, oh, okay, they did it good.
Oh, they made it look so good. Yeah.
Yeah, because the Midwest has all these little not even hidden treasures, just treasures that nobody talks about. Because
Exactly.
yeah, it's.
I
But
agree.
what about Louisville? Have you noticed not just business coming to Louisville, but also the art scene growing in general?
I think so. Yeah, yeah. I'm spending most of my time in New York these days, but I mean, yes, the sound stage that's happening is being built or is close to being done. I don't actually know. But and then a new jazz club just opened up. I heard from my sister today actually. Um,
That sounds
but
lovely.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I think the art is growing in
So
Louisville.
when did you move to New York, and is that related to working with the casting agency?
No, it's not. It's so I came up here for a job and happened to reach out to one of the people that I met on Dead Man's Wire.
Okay.
And so I was like, yeah, let's get some, I don't know, coffee or dinner or whatever. So we ended up grabbing dinner, hit it off. Turns out he's my partner, my boyfriend. And yeah, so that was very convenient. And I just kept getting jobs up here. So the first time I got a job up here, I reached out and yeah, that's kind of how it happened. But
It sounds like you killed two
also,
birds with one stone.
yes, quite, quite. And I have a lot of friends up here, which is also very nice
Hmm.
and convenient. And I crash on mini couches a lot. And when I'm here.
There's a real
Yeah.
culture of artists sharing strangers' couches that I've
Yes,
noticed
quite.
since talking to them and starting the show.
Oh, absolutely. Especially because movies are being shot all over the place. I
Hmm.
basically I know in my phone somewhere, there's someone I can find that probably lives in every city
So
that
far, I haven't
happens.
heard a horror story yet either, which it sounds like that's ripe. That's ripe indie movie material right there.
Right?
Like
I
house
know.
crashing.
Yes, it
Honestly,
is.
somebody should probably write a script for that. That sounds like a good idea.
That's a great idea, actually. Oh my God. Good job. Are you a good writer?
Well, I'm a writer, yeah, but so that's how that came.
Okay,
That's how
there
that
it
came
is.
about. Now, when you went to Venice that's where they premiered it, right?
Yes, so it
And you
premiered in
walked the red
Venice.
carpet, and I'm just curious,
Mhm.
even as somebody who's trained as a model, does acting, when you start walking, are you still paranoid about tripping and falling in front of all those cameras?
No,
No.
not at all. Oh my gosh, that's funny though. That's a funny question.
I mean,
No.
well, I was watching your clip that you had on your website
Uh-huh.
of, that of your snippet of walking down the red carpet, and I'm like, I wonder how often people are paranoid about tripping, and that's why they walk so slow.
Literally. No, so there's about a million executive producers, investors on the film, and they all walked straight through. And I think a couple of them were thinking about it. But no, there's so much to look at. And it's sounds and then they'll start calling your name and it's just ah.
Hmm.
So it's impossible to think about tripping, I don't know, in my mind.
Now, you were on another movie in 2023, Box of Spiders or something like that.
Yeah.
I think it was originally titled Forbidden Fruits, and then they changed it because I watched the
box.
trailer and it was called Forbidden Fruits, and then
That's really
on
funny.
IMDb it was a box full of spiders.
Yes,
So
indeed.
how was going from that level of film to Dead Man's Wire in terms of the production and the scale and the interaction with the crew?
Crazy. I mean, going from so it was a solid two-person, mostly a two-person crew is what I shot with Box Full of Spiders. Awesome filmmakers. They're super cool and super
I wouldn't have
kind and
guessed that. The
supportive.
cinematography looked pretty tight.
Yeah, yeah. I know, right? And so, um, yeah, no, going from that to a crew of, I don't even know. It's usually like 50 or something, and a crazy director, and then in the midst of that, I shot a little Hallmark movie, and that was kind of smaller. And then I shot a one called Oscar Shaw that just came out, um, and that was, I think, one step down in the SAG. It was a low. I don't actually know what budget it was, but yeah,
Okay. At
it's
what point,
crazy.
for as an actress, where do you think in your career so far has been, proportionally speaking, the biggest tipping point uh, when it came to you getting involved with something or you doing something that has led you to these other projects that are happening now?
Great question. I mean, there's so many. Kathy Campbell, I think meeting her kind of kicked it all off because with her, I was able to find my way on these film sets and meet people and then find out how to audition for these actual huge projects. And I mean, I've been doing this since I was like, I did a little movie when I was 8 years old, very young, Men Go to Battle. And I was like, this was a weird experience. I think I like to do musical theater instead. So yeah,
Well,
so
I mean, at
just
that age,
jumping.
especially if you're an actor, you get a lot more feedback from doing live theater than you do like on a film set, especially at that age.
Oh yes, yes, yeah. It's it's weird, but then so yeah, starting out fresh after college was like starting from point zero. I had to figure out what was going to happen, what to do.
Hmm.
But I think Kathy really kicked it off. A lot of stuff would not have happened had I not been in Lexington that one certain day, that exact time. And yeah.
See, I'm jealous of you guys whose roles really revolve around being social, but as a writer, it doesn't really
You
happen
guys
that
are
much.
just
Like I'll
like,
go like a coffee shop or like a Starbucks inside of a Barnes and Noble or something like that. Like
uh-huh.
nothing happens there. I have to. It's more about sending emails. That's what it
Yeah.
is.
No, seriously, it is.
Uh,
uh, yeah,
but no,
I
I
wish I
do get a little bit
could.
jealous when it comes to that
Oh.
because you do put a lot of, or like I do put a lot of work into it, but that social element that comes with, especially with acting, it's it looks a lot more fun in other ways that I don't get to experience necessarily as a writer. Are there any other outlets
Absolutely.
that you wish you had more time for, other than just acting and trying to network your way through things?
I mean, yes, of course. I wish I don't know. I love to do so many different things. I love to travel and explore. I also love sailing, and I only get to do that for a little bit every once a year. Um, but man, one thing. I don't know. But I don't
More
know.
podcast interviews, obviously.
Yeah. But no, that's a fascinating thing that you point out about the whole world of writing because your job is so important. It's crucial. It's Nathan always says, my partner, he always says that the script is something that you can control. It's not, it's the first thing that can actually make the movie really, really good or really, really bad.
Yeah, you
You
kind of
know?
lock yourself in for better or worse when it comes to
Yeah.
finishing a script.
Yes, exactly.
Even if it gets bought, it doesn't mean just because it gets sold doesn't mean it's going to be good, you know.
Hmm.
And a lot of and what I've found when talking to other writers is that sometimes producers and directors, it's either going to be a really good thing or a really bad thing if they want to get involved with the writing process on an intimate level. You're either going to find out that it works great, or you're going to find out that you're just collecting a paycheck.
Yep.
That's just how it goes.
No, I mean, you give up so much when you hand the script over. I mean, it becomes their project. They change things up to the moment they shoot them. I mean, it's fascinating. It's cool when they can collaborate with the writer. I think that's interesting as well.
Mm-hmm.
Because actors have things to say and other people have things to say, and if
it's an artistic industry. Everyone has something to say. That's where they go to say things. Have you not seen the Oscars? Literally. Everyone's got an opinion.
Yes. Aww.
Being someone who's also from the theater world, do you ever see actors that come through and you immediately recognize that they haven't worked out their theatrical kinks when it comes to auditioning for film?
Fascinating. Yes, all the time. I mean, there's just certain things that we learned in school that I was very grateful. Darcy Smith was an awesome professor, but he taught us these little tricks and quirks that, yeah, the camera is here and you can feel it. But sometimes when people come from the theater world, we're so used to just being in the world that we just kind of ignore the camera. And sometimes you can tell. I think the biggest thing that I've seen the most would be hang on. I feel like the biggest thing is just overdoing. Because there's so much that you just don't need. Because it's so interesting to just simply watch a human be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Serial killers would also agree with that.
Yeah, great.
We've all seen the Netflix documentary, haven't we? They just love to watch people be.
Right. Oh my God, that's funny.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, because I would imagine, because I've never auditioned for anything, obviously, but I would imagine that you start to see patterns repeat themselves when it comes when people walk through the door and they try to deliver their performance, and hopefully it works out. Is there any common things that you think that people do wrong that they would, if you were to give advice to heed against, they would learn from?
I feel like I'm gonna kind of answer it in reverse. Things that when they do are awesome. Wait, fuck. What was the question? I just lost it.
What would be your advice to somebody based on the patterns that you have witnessed on what not to do during an audition?
Yes. Okay. How do I say this? Hang on. Give me a second.
It's okay. I'll just play the Jeopardy music over this.
Oh shit. Okay. No. So when you're watching so many things, and a lot of the times when it's film, it's the same scene over and over and over. And people make choices sometimes, but they don't go all the way. And, so it's like, if you have an opinion about something in the scene or like an idea, go 1,010%. Because when somebody does that, whether it's right or wrong or whatever, if you make the choice and you do the choice, like do it, it stands out and it's fascinating to watch. So if you just have opinions and go 110%, because if you don't stand out, what's the point?
A lack of overcommitment.
Yeah, exactly. Overcommitment to your idea, idea of this scene and character.
Because when it comes to getting that audition, your performance isn't the only thing that they're looking at. They're also looking at your look, your walk, your talk. When you're not auditioning, that's the thing I think a lot of actors don't realize, is that you're still auditioning when you're not reciting your lines.
1,000%. Yes.
How often does that come into play or get talked about after they leave and you're discussing, okay, what happened here?
Well, I haven't done, I guess I've only done a certain amount of like in-person things or Zoom things where I actually get to talk with everybody. But it's very, I mean, it's frequent because you remember something that they say about themselves usually. Like, I don't know, say that you make a connection in the introduction that you are both from this small town that nobody's ever heard of. Like, that's kind of cool. And then we start to reference that person as the guy from that small town, or
Hmm.
like the girl that can't pronounce her S's, or like, it's like it stands
The one
out
with the
because
stutter.
exactly.
Yeah.
But like, don't ignore any of it. Yeah, that.
What have you learned from casting people that has affected the way that you go to audition for things?
Probably that.
That.
The thing we just talked about, the going 1,010%. I mean, I've learned so much. It just takes commitment to your ideas about something.
Hmm.
Yeah, I
Do you think
think.
that's something artists struggle with? Is just because, well, you can kind of put artists into two different camps, crudely, but it does work. The ones who have something really, really important to say or something really insightful, but they kind of half-ass it, and it comes out really, really bad. And then there's the others who are the converse, where they think they have something to say, and they go 110% like we were talking about, and it's just a lot of word salad, you know.
Yeah,
Have you noticed that as well?
I mean, yes, to a certain extent. Sometimes that's like what's necessary for a certain role or something. But yes, I have.
Well, let's pivot a little bit, and I want to go to your
Yeah.
personal craft of acting. Often, when you're inside of a scene and you don't have any dialogue and you're just sitting there listening, how do you mentally maintain presence as the character inside of the scene without breaking it? Without
Yeah. Yeah, no, absolutely. It's a crazy thing because it's you have either people watching you or cameras on you and it's hard to just forget and close it out. It just takes focus, I think.
Mm,
Yeah, it's a lot of doing your backstories and that's I like to work that way so if there's any sort of improving or anything you have all the questions answered. Um, and then yeah, just breathing and being in that moment with that other person or with yourself and just breathing and being. I think I just focus on that. It's a constant push and pull of what would this person do versus what would I do? How is this different? How is this not different? Yeah.
to date, what would you say is the project that you're most proud of?
Probably Dead Man's Wire.
I
That's
mean,
come
that's
out so
fair.
far.
It's a big production. It's fair.
It's a great production and there was a lot of I was involved in many ways. Yeah.
Because not just as an actress, you were also assisting on the casting as well in the beginning.
Yes. Yes, exactly. And I learned so much. I mean, on all the projects, but being on that set every single day was really cool.
When you're first trying to get roles as an actress, you know, the beginning part of that process is always, all right, you just got to take what you can get. And when you read a script, you can tell how it's going to be, but you need something for your reel. And that's something that every actor has to go through.
Yes.
But the other thing that all actors eventually learn is how to look for those red flags about in the beginning of what's going to actually be a decent production that you can get something for your reel for. What have you learned in that regard?
Yeah, I mean, I'm still learning it every single day. Um, I don't know, just do the research of who you're working with, I think is an important step before you accept a job. And also ask for things. Like if you need like asking for help if say I book a job in I don't know, Canada and I have to work as a local hire. Yes. You can always ask. I've learned if they can help you out with a place to stay or whatever. But it's scary because you don't want to ask for too much and then be like, oh, we don't want you anymore. They won't do that though, because it's when they find someone they like, I've realized, because we're in the world of it, that it's not easy to find. It's not as easy as we think it is to find that backup. Because you have to get approvals and you have to get a million different people's opinions about this character and this person.
Do you think a lot of people end up in that predicament because they don't want to seem like a diva, because they just got the job, they're very happy about it, but there's some things it's just like, I don't know how I'm gonna, I don't want to,
Yes, no, seriously, yes. It's like, does this job pay enough for the day to where I can fly, stay, and fly back? But it's like, yeah, we need footage, and it's hard. Oh my gosh, it's so difficult to make those game time decisions. But
that is one regard where I don't envy actors at all.
No, not at all. No.
That's a lot of work.
Exactly. And then it's always, what's the next job? And should I just say yes to every single opportunity? I don't know. I have, for the most part, yeah, I think except for one thing. Yeah. Because
why'd you say no to that one thing?
Because it was a bad time and I would not have benefited from the process.
I see.
It was, a very small project that at my time I decided could be better spent submitting for other projects or
that's fair.
Re-editing my reel or fixing my website or something.
What has been the most difficult role that you've had to endure?
Honestly, probably the most, man, for like everything.
You're like, all the trauma. Oh my God.
All the trauma.
So many things to pick from.
Literally. I guess if we're including auditions as well, there was one that it was a lead of this one feature film, and the sides were crazy. I mean, the levels that I had to go, the extremes that I had to go to were crazy. It was like someone's chasing you and is about to kill you in this scene, and then you're at a coffee shop in this scene, and then it's like crying because something happened about your family, and yeah.
How do you guys drum up emotions like that? I've never understood it. I admire it, but I've never understood it.
I don't even know. Putting myself, using what I know about the world and other people, and just really thinking, what would this person do in this situation? What would I do in this situation? Yeah. I don't know. It's crazy. And then I just so when I watch movies, I'm very, very easily what is it called? Willing suspicion of disbelief or something like that. You know what I'm talking about?
Suspension of disbelief. Yeah.
That. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That. No, just going, it's super easy for me to get lost in the world of the movie 2 minutes in. That's why it's so hard for me to watch scary movies. But I think it's kind of in that sort of having an imagination and just trusting the world that you're watching or that you're acting in or that you're, yeah.
I think a big part of that, the being able to get lost in a world, is your willingness to go along and play pretend with things. Like skeptical people have a hard time watching things.
Oh, totally. Oh my gosh, totally. It's, just being able to let go and trust that you're in the hands of someone else now in their journey.
Do you think nowadays it's harder to do than it was maybe 10 or 20 years ago comparatively?
I think so. Just because of these and social media and this short
form content. Oh gosh.
The
thing we all participate in, but we all hate at the same time.
Exactly.
I'm almost on the fence of just going to, because smartphones are nice, but I'm really considering getting a dumb phone and just going that way.
Honestly,
I could always get a tablet with service, like if I really wanted to,
If you needed it, yeah. I know. I wish I could do that too, but sadly that would,
Because there's a level of focus when it comes to your art form. If you look at like people from not just back in the day, but historically speaking, the artists were also scientists at the same time because they were curious about everything. And
Yes.
I often wonder how much progress we've lost, ironically, because people aren't being bored enough, you know?
Yeah. No, I do know what you mean. It's fascinating that you point that out. Artists absolutely are scientists. Writers are scientists. Big time. They gotta like make the solution and stuff and mix it up and make it explode.
Psychologically reverse engineer people to be able to recreate it.
Yes,
You got to be psycho enough to do that in the first place.
Yeah. Well, it's like, what? My brain does not work that way. I like to pick it apart. Yeah. No, I mean, it's just being able to like walk on a sidewalk and pass someone and say hi. I'd love to do that. But everyone is in there, or they're like they just don't want to connect. It's weird.
What's ironic is because movies even nowadays don't portray people like that. They portray people, the society, the way it was before the internet.
Yes,
that's the way acting happens. But if you were to actually portray society now, you would not have a movie.
No, you'd be so bored. But maybe that's it. Maybe we've done it.
Maybe we've done it. Yeah.
To be bored.
We've made life so good that it's not boring anymore.
Yeah. Seriously.
But what is the best experience that you've had on set?
Oh my gosh.
It's fine if it's Dead Man's Wire. It's perfectly fine.
No, I really don't know. That's so hard. I mean, now I'm only thinking about Dead Man's Wire. I don't know. Just in general, being able to play with another actor, feeling the support all around you is so cool. It's so cool. And just being able to connect and change and make fun stuff happen.
I get the feeling you're the social butterfly on the set.
Yes.
Okay.
Quite.
All right. My intuition was correct there.
Yes, just a little.
Just a little. Has it ever gotten you in trouble?
No, I don't think so. No.
Okay, self-aware enough to be able to regulate it.
Yeah, I feel like I'm pretty.
Some people don't have that.
No, I know.
and then they just keep going.
Exactly. It's like, wait, no, this is important. We need to listen. Yeah, just being able to always have eyes and ears everywhere at all times is important. It's very important.
How did you get comfortable in front of the camera?
I think just a lot of practice. A lot of it came from school, just getting used to it. And then experience, just doing it more and more. Yeah. Yeah.
Do you have a specific role that you think you would shine in the most with your skills as of right now?
I just watched Barefoot in the Park, and the movie. Sorry, it's a play, but Neil Simon. But
okay.
Just watched the movie, and something quirky and fun, and I don't know, emotional, but just somebody that trusts everybody, like me. That would be fun. That would
something
be
I get a lot.
A period piece. I look like a period piece person. I get told that all the time.
Really? Why do you think that is?
I don't know. Just because I'm so pale.
Oh.
I don't know. I also get
European immigrants in the wilderness, basically.
Oh God. Oh my gosh. I'm so afraid of bugs. That would be a disaster.
Maybe that's your role.
I compared a lot to Saoirse Ronan. Especially somebody said this recently.
Oh shoot! Now I see it. Dang it! I didn't pick that up till now until you spotted it out. I'm like, now I'm just gonna see that the entire time.
Yeah, I know, right?
I don't know how I feel about that. Oh goodness! Do you have any commonalities that people other like that you get approached for a role for?
What do you mean?
Well, because you said you have this type of look that people commonly point out to you. Are there any other commonalities? Like when you audition, that people point out that like, oh yeah, I like that?
Like my weirdness, my quirkiness, probably. That
Okay.
would probably be the most the biggest thing that stands out normally. Like, for example, so I just walked in New York Fashion Week, woo, 2026 for Potts, Aaron Potts. He's awesome and amazing. His dress was the one I was wearing on the red carpet in Venice. I wore a bunch of his stuff. I mean, he's so kind to, yes. Anyways, did the shoot like 3-ish days ago, and finding finding me playing with the photographer, and I made quirky faces, and now there's like a picture of me in Vogue Runway that's like crazy. Like, who does that?
Did you
That's
sign up for
probably
that? Is your contract open enough to where they can just kind of use whatever they want?
yeah, yeah. But being able to play like that was really cool. It was awesome.
Yeah, the
And that's
modeling.
probably
I recently interviewed somebody who was also a model and an actor, but lately he's been doing modeling work, and he's been telling me a little bit about what it's like behind the scenes, and he sent me this video of I think it was like the waiting room, and it was in New York too, but
oh, cool.
yeah, and
Oh,
there was like, oh god, like 40 people or something like that crammed like sardines into a back room or something like that, and all of
oh,
them models, and I'm like,
oh my gosh.
goodness, that's like,
Yeah, they're skinny, they'll fit.
I
I
don't
know.
envy that world either.
No, I see I've never done anything in New York as far as modeling stuff goes so far, except until now. But yeah, I know I started talking to everyone, and it's that over and over and over. And they showed me a picture also, and it's just a bunch of girls wearing the same thing in a line in a tiny little dingy hallway. I was just like, oh no.
Fashion is not fashionable behind the scenes.
No, quite not.
How would you describe the New York art scene compared to Louisville, the Midwest versus the big city?
Oh my gosh. I mean, there's just so much here. Like, so much. It's just so big. But you have to, same stuff. I mean, you have to find your people, your own community, and kind of make things happen, and still until other people start finding you.
Hmm.
Because if you just sit around and wait, nothing's going to happen, just like in the Midwest.
Where do you think you're
I
going to go
think
from here in light of your experience that you've had so far?
I will continue to book jobs. Sorry, kind of manifesting right now.
You're like,
But
you got this off
I
screen.
will book jobs. I will get more work.
You start
No,
burning
I think
incense and rubbing crystals.
right. No, I think I really, really, really enjoyed the modeling stuff I've done very recently. I've never really totally dove into the world, and I really enjoyed it and got a lot of good feedback. So I think that's gonna step into my world a little bit more than I'm used to, which
I
I'm
saw that
excited.
you on your Instagram that you've done body paint before, and that looks like the
Yes,
most uncomfortable thing
dude,
that there is.
it was crazy. No, he did it in like 45 minutes, and that's insane. That's like so fast. But it actually wasn't uncomfortable because it dried, and then I was like, okay, yeah,
You don't
I'm
feel like
good
I have a
now.
bunch of like once it dries, you got a little like your body's covered in cornflakes, just kind of crinkling everywhere.
No, it's not like that. He uses
Okay.
this special airbrushy kind of stuff, and it feels weightless. It's like when girls go get a fancy spray tan.
Yeah,
Sometimes it's like the same. I'm pretty sure it's about the same thing. Would be my guess. But yeah, no, not uncomfortable at all.
that's surprising because I
I
was
know, right?
imagining that it would just as it dries, it gets kind of cornflaky. You know what I mean? And it
I
starts
do.
chipping off like car
Yep.
paint or something like that.
Oh God, that's like actual paint. Like, I was a child and I would like touch paint. Oh my gosh, it's like the
It's like
worst feeling ever.
latex paint or something like that.
Yes.
My friend also told me that the modeling world, in terms of expectations, is sometimes much more rigorous than acting. Have you found that to be the case?
I mean, I don't know. I just don't know yet because I'm not in it that much. But ask me again in a month and I'll let you know.
In a month? What's happening in a month?
I don't know. I just think I'll be more involved and have more experiences.
Okay.
Know like what it's actually about.
Why is it? Did you move to New York because that's where your partner is from, or is there a little bit more strategy that was involved in that decision?
Kind of both. I mean, I'm still not 100% moved here. I bounce around a lot, but like I don't actually pay for a place. I just stay with people. And
Mm.
so, I think, wait, shoot, what was the question? I got distracted.
Did you? What were the decisions that all the decisions that went into moving to New York, other than a
Oh,
partner?
yeah. Um, Definitely work and meeting people up here is so nice and it's so helpful. And there's a million dance classes you can take, and a there's just always something to do that you can benefit your future. I think my future in the world of the arts, like the New York Fashion Week stuff was. I mean, it had to be here, and um, there's a person that does like a filmmaker happy hour every month, and so that's here. And meeting people from there, I met someone, a photographer, Tom, who we took some he took some awesome pictures. Some of them are on my Instagram, but yeah, it's just little things like that
Okay.
that benefit by being here,
Because
meeting
you have
people.
your talent agencies right now, as they're currently listed you have two sections of Heyman, one in Ohio, one in Kentucky, and then
Yeah,
a third. I think, God, where was it from?
Columbus, what is it? I don't know. But then, yeah, the other agency is Bennett Connection. It's a newer, yeah, addition to life. I guess newer-ish. It was warm when that happened. But yeah, they're awesome. The whole team is, and they're out of Texas. So, yeah.
What have you learned from different types of agencies that you sign up with in terms of their expectations and what also they can offer? And what would be your advice to people trying to pick a good agency?
That's a good question. Just know what you're getting yourself into and don't expect them to do all the work because they literally can't. They have to take care of other people too. Um, yeah, that's the biggest thing, I think. And also, just do the work and always, like how people check social media, check your emails. Make sure there's not an audition that had just sent to you that needs to be in by end of day if possible, or something like that.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think you'll end up going more of a modeling route versus acting, or is this sort of just something supplementing in the time? Is acting your main focus that you eventually want to get focused on?
I mean, probably both, but yes, acting I will always probably. I don't know. I would have said that last week, but I don't know. I had such a blast and found so much joy in the modeling world. I don't know. Probably both. Yeah.
Why both? Why not one?
Because I'm indecisive and I love them both. And
Okay,
I
well,
think
fair enough.
they kind of
Honest
work.
answer.
They work together, I think. I mean, you always see, I mean, Jennifer Lawrence she was on the Billboard, and she's also a amazing actress, as everybody knows. And so I don't know, Zendaya does a lot of that stuff. And
Hmm.
it feels like all of the actors do that. It's just like I think, an easier way to pay the bills in between things.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
What city would you move to, do you think, for that type of work if it wasn't New York City?
If it wasn't New York City, I don't know. Probably, I have, all my friends are in Chicago, but if career focused, I would probably look in what's it called? Not America, because that's where all the movies are going. And there's also fashion over there. And
Europe?
yes, Europe.
Okay. I heard about
Yeah.
that. I haven't looked too much into that, but I don't they're leaving Because it's cheaper to actually produce films there than it is here in America.
It is.
Especially Hollywood. You can't even film in Hollywood anymore.
Oh, no. I mean, so many people that I know out there just aren't working. It's terrible. But they're all over in, I don't know, where, like Australia and those places.
It feels kind of sad because you don't know the full ramifications of what this looks like 10, 15 years down the road.
Right? I know.
It's like, is America not going to be the hub of filmmaking anymore?
I know. I hope it is.
I hope it is too.
Will always be New York, but I don't know. Yeah. It's weird.
Have you talked to anybody that like is concerned about that as well?
I mean, yeah, everyone.
Because I would imagine, especially as actors, like you got to go where the work is, obviously.
Absolutely. Yes, you do. And I mean, I know Pauline Chalamet was just on the film in Arkansas, but she spends her time half in somewhere in Europe and half I think New York. But I don't know. Maybe people will start doing that more. It's really weird.
Well, Katie, it's been great getting to know you. Thanks for coming on. I appreciate it.
Yes.
I think I actually did see you, now that I think about it, at this last year's Independent Film Fest in Cincinnati.
Yes.
I may have passed you because I think you look familiar. You look familiar enough to where.
I was there briefly, yes, and we'll be there this next year too.
Okay, because I just had the director and the founder on the show, and
that's Allison. I know. I saw her
Allison.
on your Instagram. I was like, oh my god, no way.
Yeah, she was great.
Amazing. She's so good.
Works very hard too. Great communicator.
Yes. Yeah. It's insane the things this woman does. I mean, she's got kids and she is like a whole film festival and she does so many things and helps so many people, which is super, super cool.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, ultimately, the film community, especially locally, rely on people like her to be able to create these places where you can actually display your art.
Exactly. I know she's another big reason why film actually kind of worked out. I got to learn so much from her and meet so many people, amazing artists, and who have helped me from where I was at that summer that I graduated. Yeah.
Well, do you have any final thoughts you want to leave with the audience before I kick you off?
Yeah. I don't know. Be a nice person and have fun with your life.
Honestly, I feel like that's probably underrated advice. Usually when the responses I get to that question, they're like, oh, I got to think about what did Socrates say again? And they just try to crank some modern wisdom out and just be like, yeah, no, we're all just kind of really advanced things that have consciousness. Just experience and enjoy it.
Yeah, exactly. Don't forget to enjoy life. It's only so long.
Well, Katie, thanks again.
Yes, thank you. It's so lovely chatting with you.